So let's talk Chelsea. Let's talk Chelsea. But first of all, what we're going to talk about is the game yesterday. Going to touch on the game yesterday.
How did I know you was going to bring that up first?
It's got to be spoke about, really. Like,
Yeah, no, of course.
Arsenal took the 1-0 victory at Wembley. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain scoring. What do you think about it, Christian? Like, what bearing does it have on
Well,
the
I think
season?
to be honest, I kind of saw it coming a little bit. I think Arsenal have obviously had a bit longer pre-season. We've only played sort of three games prior to that, and I think Arsenal just looked a bit sharper, a bit more up for it, really. So yeah, I kind of could see it going that way. But obviously, yeah, I'm still disappointed about the result.
Yeah, you don't really want to ever lose to your rivals.
No, of course not.
I think from an Arsenal perspective, I don't think we can look too much into it. Like, if we'd lost, I don't think I'd be panicking, and we won, and I'm not talking about winning the league. I still think Chelsea Chelsea look good for this season, I think. What do you think, Christian? What do you think
Yeah,
about this
yeah, no,
coming
no, I
season?
agree with you. I think even if we won, I don't think it would, put the Arsenal. Arsenal wouldn't think, it's a massive psychological blow. So yeah, no, I still think, we've still got pretty much the same team as last year. So I still think we'll be up there, as well as Arsenal. I think them getting Czech is massive. I think he's obviously a quality player. So I think he can make a real difference to their team, but whether it's still going to be enough to challenge Chelsea, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
What do you think about the signing of Falcao? Because I think that's a very interesting signing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a little bit unsure, to be honest. I think probably a lot of Chelsea fans are. Just obviously, after his season last year at United, I just can't really see why we've sort of thought that was a good idea. But obviously, Mourinho's got something up his sleeve. I would think if he sees something that other people don't, he obviously reckons he's still got it. So I'm still, the jury's out for me. But quite happily, he can prove me wrong by smashing a few goals.
What do you think, Stevie?
Falcao, I'm not too sure what's going to happen to him this season. You think about it, Diego Costa was different class last season. No one can deny that. But
Definitely.
then again, he's a quality player. But is there going to be second season syndrome? Because a lot of great strikers, if they take off the first season, and even Harry Kane, no one knows if he's going to have two super seasons. No one knows if Charlie Austin's going to have two super seasons. And I think with Diego Costa, maybe he might not perform on the first level. That wasn't really expected to that extent. But then again, is Falcao the guy, to fall back on? He didn't really prove himself at United. But then again, I personally think that Falcao and Di Maria didn't want to play under Van Gaal. I don't think they were fans of their manager because, I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of. I'm not a big fan of Van Gaal. I do think he's slightly arrogant, and certain players don't want to play for him. So I don't know. Maybe Falcao Mourinho could be a match made in heaven. Could be a disaster. We don't know. We have to wait till season starts. But it could work. You can't rule anything out.
Yeah,
But you don't
I
want to.
don't know. I don't know whether I'm being a panicky Arsenal fan, but I'm looking at that signing and I'm just thinking he's going to wake up at Chelsea. I really do. Like,
He might
he's
do.
already
He might
he's already
do.
struck up a partnership in previous seasons at Atletico Madrid with Costa. I think Costa's quality. I think
Well,
he
there you go. Innit? If you think about it,
I think he would.
maybe.
I think Costa, if he stays fit, he will just take off where he left off last season. If he stays fit, that's the main problem. I
I
think
think
that's
that the two of them playing together could work.
what
Like,
4-4-2.
Could be.
Yeah. I think that could be something that might happen. I think you might bring him in to go with Costa. Is not necessarily, instead of Costa, one or the other. So
Ooh, interesting point. But
yeah,
if you play 4-4-2, wouldn't you need another striker?
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, I suppose you could say that. I
Yeah.
think again, Remy, I think is a good option. I don't think we'll play 4-4-2 all the time. I think that's the kind of formation that we probably play, at home when we're playing against a team that we should beat. Norwich, Bournemouth, other sort of the
Yeah.
newly promoted teams. So I think we could probably get by with three, and we've obviously got a lot of good attacking options. Just behind them with Moses coming back as well as another one that could probably do a job up there. He's pretty, he's a big physical guy. So I think there'll be a bit of variety from Chelsea this season.
Okay, that's made me
Definitely.
think. Who would drop out the midfield if that was to happen then? Like, who would be the two in the centre?
Yeah, I would still say Matic and Fabregas. I think Mourinho likes those two,
Yeah.
and then it's probably going to be obviously, they'll be a bit more central. They won't be as deep as they would be sort of in the conventional 4-2-3-1. And then probably Hazard and Willian on the either flank. And then, I suppose maybe Falcao kind of playing just off Costa, I think, because he's a lot more, his movement, I think, is a bit more intelligent for playing just off the shoulder of the main striker.
So interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of options. If you were to drop a midfielder out, there's a lot of combinations you could play. What combination would you play, Stevie? If you were Jose Mourinho, what would that be the team you play?
If I had to play two up front.
If what would the Chelsea midfield would you play?
Oh God,
It's 4-4-2.
Personally, do you know? I think, and I'd love to put him in my starting 11. I do think this player is exceptionally good, but he just doesn't seem to stay at Chelsea. Mohamed Salah. I think he's different class.
Do you like him? Do you like him?
I'm an absolute manic fan. I don't know why. I just think he's a really, really good player. I don't think he likes England personally. That's got to be one of the reasons, because he's in and out, like no one's business.
That's interesting that you've mentioned him. What do you think about Salah, Christian?
Yeah, I mean, well, I was going to actually say there's a good point, because I don't really think he's had enough. He's not really had a chance, to be fair, since he's come to us. And yeah, I like the look of it, and I think he's a good. He's quick. He's been compared to being the Egyptian Messi. He's got that kind of left-footed, and he's very quick. And seeing him at Fiorentina on loan, sort of the end of last season, I thought, oh yeah, well, let's get him back. If he can play like that, he looks great. And I mean, Cuadrado is another one that is a bit iffy. So I don't see why Salah couldn't have a chance. But
Definitely, I agree there.
I don't think he will.
Chelsea got off lightly with that Cuadrado signing. I feel the jury would have been out if Arsenal had done that. He would have just been criticised and criticised. I feel like Chelsea just got away with it, really. Big signing, didn't do much. But I feel maybe Chelsea just ran away with the league last season.
Yeah, I think there were other the focus was elsewhere on just how well we were doing anyway.
Bit of a scapegoat, you could say.
Yeah, arguably.
Yeah.
But I think again, he's only had 6 months anyway. So again, next season will be a big year for Cuadrado, because I think if he struggles next year, then
He's out the door.
he could be gone as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see him playing this year either, to be honest. You look at I've got the Chelsea team up here, and you look at the midfield attacking options they have. They do like to play three attacking midfielders, which you could even class as three strikers. They're that high in quality, really. So you've got goals coming from literally the whole final third. Even the three midfielders playing in front of behind the striker, they're basically strikers as well. So you've got Oscar. You could even play Ramirez in attacking midfield. You've got Eden Hazard, Cuadrado, Remy, Costa, Victor Moses has come back. Willian
looked really good yesterday.
He's looking impressive. He's looking very impressive. And you even look at the other two players that Chelsea just seem to hold on to, and they're doing a Salah situation, which they keep feeding them back into Europe, taking them and feeding them back into Europe. You've got Lucas Piazon and you've got Marko Marin. Well, what a flop he was.
Marik's still at Chelsea.
Marin just flops. He's just I can't work the guy out. I look at him and I feel sorry for him.
I didn't know Marin was still at Chelsea. I did not know that.
I look at him and I want to cry. I feel that bad.
Oh my God.
Let me see what's
going
going on. He needs to go. He's at he spent last season at Fiorentina, right? And it was a loan move. So he's 2013. He moved to Chelsea. Straight away he got loaned back to Sevilla. Then he went back to Fiorentina, and then he's gone to Anderlecht. So 3 seasons. He's all over the place. Just offload him. What are you keeping him for? Surely someone should get a bid in. Get whatever you can for him, and he's not exactly.
Maybe no one's willing to pay his wages. Maybe it's a bit.
That's the thing. He's got
a bit of a Winston Bogart situation.
Yeah,
Winston Bogart.
Finally, what I wanted to ask is, this season I'm thinking after winning the league last year very easily, Chelsea are going to be wanting to get back on top in Europe. Like, what do you think their chances are in Europe this season, Christian?
Yeah, I think Europe last season was pretty disappointing. To be fair, that I can remember watching that PSG game and the fact that Ibrahimovic was sent off and we were leading twice, and still threw it away. I think it was just a bit of arrogance and complacency, and I think Mourinho would definitely want to put it right. So I think this year, we've got the players there. Hazard, Costa, if they stay fit. I think we should definitely be a real threat. I see us up there with some of the best teams in Europe. I don't think there's too many better than us. Bar the obvious ones: Madrid, Barca, Bayern. But yeah, other than that, I don't see too much that we can't deal with.
Stevie, what do you think about Chelsea's
European
ambitions? Yeah.
I personally think there's no excuse for Chelsea not to get in the semi-finals. They should be getting there.
Yeah.
And they should be classing themselves as one of the top 4 to be in them 4 spots, alongside Barcelona, alongside Bayern Munich, alongside Real Madrid. They are up there. You look at the squad, unbelievable. So they should be getting them. If they do, that's a different story. But they have to provide a little bit more in Europe. That's got to be their weakest field. They have won the Champions League.
They do pretty well. They do pretty well. Like,
maybe as you said that, it might be the public's eye, which doesn't really get caught in Europe, if you know what I mean. But if you look at it, they have been doing well.
Yeah, they do pretty well in Europe.
Yeah, we're always fairly consistent in Europe, I think. But obviously, we've only won it the one time. So I think we need to improve on that.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's good to speak to you guys on Chelsea.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, more than happy.
Free Marko Marin. Is that his name? Marko.
Free Marko.
Is that his name? Free him.
Free Marko.